What's that, brother? I'm just about to get started here. I'm getting everything set up. What's that, brother? I'm just about to get started here. I'm getting everything set up. What's that,
Do
brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm
live
getting everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
What's that,
Do
brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just going
up.
to do it all on here.
What's that,
Do
brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just going
up.
to do it all on here.
What's that,
Do
brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just going
up.
to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just going
up.
to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm getting
live
everything
stream. We're
set
just
up.
going to do it all on here.
Give me 1 second. We'll go live on
What's
X.
that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm
slow
getting
getting
everything set
started this
up.
morning, but we are
Give me
live.
1 second. We'll go live on
So
X.
what's that? Do
Brother?
not have a
I'm just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. I'm
slow
getting
getting
everything
started
set
this
up.
morning, but we are
You bet
live.
me
If you've been
1 second.
watching my
We'll go
stream,
live. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about
chat
to get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been
1 second.
watching my
We'll go
stream,
live. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been
1 second.
watching
We'll
my
go
stream,
live. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for the
started here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been
1
watching
second.
my
We'll go
stream,
live. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for the
started here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
1
stream,
second.
what's
The
that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
1
stream,
second. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for the
started here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
1
stream,
second. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
1
stream,
second. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
1
stream,
second. The
what's that? Do
market
not
is
have a
just
Discord
about to
chat
get
room for
started
the
here. The
slow
market
getting
is
started
just
this
about
morning,
about
but
15
we are
minutes.
live. If you've been watching my
All right, so we're better. Just checking with everybody. All right, so I'm just now pulled up on Twitter as well. So some people are saying the audio's good. Some are saying there's no sound. Can you guys let me know? So I'm just now pulled up on Twitter as well. So some people are saying the audio's good. Some are saying there's no sound. Can you guys let me know? We got the next 10 minutes here that we can get this fixed out. before we start trading. We got the next 10 minutes here that we can get this fixed out before we start trading. All right, it's good. All right, perfect. That's what I thought too. All right, I can turn the sound up a little bit more. I just didn't want to blast you guys out like before. All right, I can turn the sound up a little bit more. I just didn't want to blast you guys out like before. All right, I can turn the sound up a little bit more. I just didn't want to blast. Perfect. All right, we got the sweet spot, guys. You know what it is? Perfect. All right, I haven't had my Zen, so that's what's going on. You know what it is? Perfect. All right, I haven't had my Zen, so that's what's going on. We'll go ahead and fix that. You know what it is? Perfect. All right, I haven't had my Zen, so that's what's going on. We'll go ahead and fix that. So, again, we got well, really we have almost the full 15 minutes to let this develop out for us, but again, we got 59.50 is going to be my key level that I'm watching for. So, we're either going to break above 59.50 and I'm going to be bullish again on the day, or 59.50 will reject and I'm going to stay bearish using that as my level that I would, cut it if it breaks above. And I'm going to stay bearish using that as my level that I would, cut it if it breaks above. Yeah, I like out pouches, to be honest with you. I've been having them a little bit over the weekend. They're pretty good. Pouches, to be honest with you. I've been having them a little bit over the weekend. They're pretty good. Pouches, to be honest with you. I've been having them a little bit over the weekend. They're pretty good. All right, so some people are saying the mic is super low on X. Let me see what's going on with that. All right, so it should be the same across both platforms. I don't know why it would be low on X. What's going on with that? It should be the same across both platforms. I don't know why it would be low on X. It should be the same across both platforms. I don't know why it would be low on X. Mic is low still. Okay, hold on. 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 All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'll fix it. All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'll fix it. All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'll fix it. All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'll fix it. All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on. We'll do this thing again. Give me 1 second here. I'll fix it. I hate this headset, but if this is what's gonna work, this is what we'll do. I hate this headset, but if this is what's gonna work, this is what we'll do. Can you guys let me know if we're good now? This is what's gonna work. This is what we'll do. Can you guys let me know if we're good now? This is what's gonna work. This is what we'll do. Echo. All right, yeah. Let me let me know if we're good now. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me know if we're good now. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me know if we're good now. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Let me restart the stream, guys. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll get this going back up for us. I'm sorry about that. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check,
Hello?
check. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check, check,
Hello?
check. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check. Check, check,
Hello?
check. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check.
Hello?
Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check.
Hello?
Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Check. Check, check, 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 check. All right, guys, let's try this. I think it should be fixed now. All right, guys, let's try this. I think it should be fixed now. All right, guys, let's try this. I think it should be fixed now. All right, guys, let's try this. I think it should be fixed now. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. Still have feedback loop. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. Still have feedback loop. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. Still have feedback loop. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. Still have feedback loop. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. Still have feedback loop. Yep, 15-minute orb is set, and let's get this going, guys. right, let me while we're still in the orb range here, guys, like there's no trade right here. We rejected off of 59.50, like we talked about earlier. While we're still in the oh, I have a Zen in at there's no trade right here. We rejected off of 59.50. Let me see if I can fix this audio real fast. I'm not sure what's happening here. Give me 1 second though, guys. I'll take care of this. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's a setting on my end, I'm sure. I'll take care of this. It's a setting on my end, I'm sure. I'll take care of this. It's a setting on my end, I'm sure. Upper decorative. Yeah, I might need to. 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 I got an idea. I got an idea. I got an idea. Try this again, guys. Okay, I hear the echo now. I know what I can do. Let's try this. All right, we're fixed. Maybe not. Jesus. All right, is that any better? All right, I think we're good. All right, sorry about that, guys. Just technical difficulties. All right, now that my tech support resume is out of the way, let's get to trading. Thank God I'm a better trader than I am a tech guy. All right, now let's make some money. Perfect. Thank you guys for letting me know that. I'm sorry for the delay there. All right, well, the 15 minutes are definitely in. We rejected off of that 59.50 if you guys were early watchers on the stream that I said that I would be looking for. Um, we rejected off of that, and we are down here at the open range low. I'm about to get a little bit bearish. I guess I can take this little rabbit thing off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take one short, put a stop loss above this, put a stop loss right here. We'd like to go on down, test 59.30. If we can break under 59.30, I might add to this position. We had a hard reject off of 59.50. If we didn't have technical difficulties, maybe I would have got a better entry up here, but I am liking this downward push. I would like to break under this wick here to keep pushing down lower, but I got it above this structure here. If it reclaims that, then I'm going to wait and see if we want to go back up and test 59.50. So I think we're still good on the short though. And I'm just taking one contract on this first trade, guys, easing into it, making sure that we're going to continue going downward. You know, with all the technical difficulties, I don't want to put on too much size on the first trade. But as long as this structure right here, as long as we don't break back above this, you know, I'll look for another spot to start adding into my position. Whether we come up here, we test this, reject, and come back down, I'll add. Or if we just pop under 59.30, I'll add on that occurrence as well. Good news is the Zen's kicking in. Over on the 5-minute chart, if you guys have one of those up as well, we are still looking bearish on that. So if we can test around 59.38 or so and reject back down, so 59.38 right here, that's right where the open range low is. If we come back up, test that, and then pop back under it, then I'm definitely going to add more to the short position. Easing into it, guys. Seeing some of your all's usernames, I recognize you guys from a long time, you know, that's been interacting with tweets maybe from years ago or that's been with us for a long time. So I appreciate you guys on here. And if you're new, I appreciate you guys too. Thanks for, you know, watching the channel with us and making money together.
Yeah, this short's not looking that bad, guys. Let me go ahead and set a take profit right here. Again, we're way in the profit on that trade. If you guys want to close it, go ahead. I'm just going to try to see if it can bleed a little bit more myself. Yeah, not a bad first trade. I mean, that would have been a decent spot to take profit right there. Things look bearish to me, so I'm going to let mine ride a little bit to reassess what I want to do here. But I would like to go down and tap under that wick and then maybe reset. Why can't you trade, Patrick? Oh, leaving a meeting. Okay, I got you. Well, nothing we can do about that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking profit early, guys. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to hold for the entirety of the move, because you definitely do not. And in fact, I'm going to move my stop down with me. So I'm either going to let it ride, hit the full 275 on 3 accounts to make it, what's that? Close to $1,000 on the first trade, or I'm going to lose $75 here, so whatever. And had I had more contracts on, probably would have taken profit there, but it's just one contract, so I'm trying to let it run a little bit, guys. Why did it look bearish to me? What's up, Meredith? First and foremost, it looked bearish because we rejected off of 59.50 up there, which I said was a pretty key level, and then it broke under that open range low, so that's why it looked bearish to me. And I would like to go down, tap that 59.30 area again, and then fully exit this trade myself. So also, Meredith, since you're back in the chat with us, everybody's been dying to know, did you go grab your Zens from last week yet? That was the deal that we made. I think the trade worked out for us, and you were supposed to go buy Zens. So we'll hold up our end of the bargain if you do the same. Not bad. All right, I'm going to close mine right there, guys, to make sure that 59.30 doesn't hold. So not a bad first little scalp. Just a quick little hitter right there, and now I'm going to give it time to reset. So just, small little out of the gate profit right there. But yes, it does look bearish as what I'm thinking, guys. It's just 59.30 has been an area of interest for the last several sessions. meaning, we've kind of gotten a couple bounces off of there. So since we are right there at it, I don't want to be the idiot that just, lets it fly right back up on us. And I know that, it looks like the market has made a pretty large move, guys, which it has. It's made a decent move to the downside, but we're only 30 minutes in. If you think the only opportunity that the market gives you is in the first 30 minutes, that could be a larger problem that you guys might, not saying you do have this, but if that's what you think, that could be a larger problem that you guys, are trading like on a little bit of emotions that you got to get everything right now. That's not the case. I mean, we can sit here all day if we need to find that perfect entry. I would rather, us do good, solid risk management trades than just try to make all of our money in 20 minutes and, say that we're the greatest to ever do it, 10-day work day. Which even if you do, guys, make um, hit them with the down, down, jaggy. That's a classic. But even if you guys do, some days make all of your money in the first 10 minutes, that's not actually a 10-minute work day because one, you've done some analyzing before you took the trade that takes time. And you've usually got years, I mean, depending on how new you are, you might have weeks or months of experience to like that you've put in your screen time to show you that 10-minute trade. So it's never just a 10-minute trade. I mean, there's, you know, a lot that goes in behind the scenes. Just like you guys know when I used to cage fight, I had a pretty dang good record, and most of my fights I finished in the first round. So it's like, you know, oh wow, like all this build up for a 3 minute performance. It's like, well, not really. What you guys don't see is the hours and hours of training in the gym, practice that goes in before you do those 3 minutes. So, it's never just as easy as 3 minutes. Yeah, you could also lose big in 10 minutes. So it's better that we just sit here, we wait for confirmation. Like right now, it's looking like 59.30 is trying to hold. And if it does hold, then I'd be interested the long side. I gotta say too, guys, I told you all yesterday I'm doing this fast. I'm like, I don't know what, 36 to 40 hours fasted right now. So this Zen is definitely hitting me harder than it should. So the amount of Zens I'll be able to pop today might be significantly lower. I feel like I'm just spinning around in my chair here. How do I feel doing the sugar fast? Like I said, man, it's I'm hungry. I'm not gonna lie. Just not having protein or really any like good solid food. It's got me a little bit hungry, but we're sticking through it. All signs are pointing bearish right now. Um, I would take a limit buy if we get right there. So I just have a buy order set above this structure, so I'm not in anything uh, at the moment. I'm trying to see how 59.30 holds. If it just keeps going down, then I'll take this limit buy off right here, and then I'll look for another short. But if it can break back above that wick that I got it right above, then I think we can at least go back up and test, you know, the mid 40s. again, just seeing how this 59.30 area holds. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I'm going to go ahead and take an entry right here to the long side and put my stop down 59.28, right below 59.30. So, a very moderate loss if it happens, but the way it's looking to me right now is 59.30 held. And then if we get above that initial area I was looking for right there, I'll take another contract. And I know that the screen went black for me right now, guys. I'm still here. It's just somebody's trying to call my phone, so I gotta wait for that to end. I had it set on airplane mode, but I guess it's not working. And we're back. Yeah, do not disturb might be the better. I mean, I thought airplane mode would kind of fix that issue, but tomorrow that's a good idea. We'll do that. Take another one on right there. Set a take profit right up here at 59.39. Looking for a 59.40 test off of this bounce. Just playing off some areas of interest from the last couple sessions, guys. 59.30. Okay, stop hit right there. So just a small little hit for us. Now that means that we can use our 59.30 as our entry level. That might have been too tight of a stop. It might reclaim that 59.30 right now. If so, then I'll reassess and we'll try it again. I was having a conversation with one of my good friends last night, and I put out a tweet about this, guys. With trading, there's two mindsets. Do you want to be right or do you want to make money? And even though I think we might be right and 59.30 will hold, and I would have gotten stopped out for no reason right there. I could have put my stop a little bit lower, but sometimes the best thing to do is if you want to make money, you protect your capital. Even if you think that you're right, don't be stubborn on it and think that there's no way you could be wrong. So just keep a nice tight stop. When we get a better confirmation, we can take it with a little bit more size and make up for everything. All right, so first Zen is done, guys. Let me get this out, throw this away. Stop the spinning a little bit, and then we're going to find the next trade. How long does the Zen last? Usually like a good 20 to 30 minutes or so, depending on what your tolerance is on it. Like I said, where I'm fasted right now, it's definitely hitting me harder. So, I can't keep them in as long on a fast. I would still 10 out of 10 recommend Zens though. I mean, it's incredible. Dare is going to come shut me down. Yeah, I don't know too much about if there's heavy metals in them or not, but I mean, I drink enough diet pop and artificial stuff that I think that's the least of my worries. Nice. Yeah, I see your comment there, ProFast guy. I really love Volumetric. I think it's a very clean, easy platform to use, and it's a very sophisticated trading platform. It's one of my favorites. I've used Tradeovate too. Um, not a huge fan of Tradeovate, so I'm glad that Halcyon, has a different option for us. I'm gonna wait on this 9:20 Central Time candle and kind of see. We're coming down close to 59.20. That would be my next area of interest right there. So we're still very, very bearish right now. I just want to see as we get close to these key levels. 59.30 was a key level. It didn't hold. Um, I was thinking that it might, so I had a tight stop loss right there. So now I want to see 59.20 before I just, um, emotionally jump into the next trade. Yeah, we have all been poisoned. I mean, the food here is terrible. So, on that note, ProFast guy, Halcyon is rolling out their next connection I believe next week they're offering Iron Beam, which is another really cool platform, and it gives you the option with that connection that you can link your trading view and you can trade directly off of trading view if you prefer that. All right, so we're back to 59.30 here. I'm going to take another stab at it, guys. Um, Again, my thought process here is that 59.30 will firm up for us. As long as we don't break under this wick right here, I'll keep strategically scaling in. But I'm going to put my stop loss a little bit below that wick right there. Again, just keeping everything nice and tight. If it breaks under that wick to the downside, I'm protected in case it wants to just keep trickling down. But if not, then I'm in for the 59.30 break. Yeah, one-click trading, guys. I mean, it's the most easy and simple way to trade. And also that brings me to my next point. For the next, let's see, what time is it? It's 9 Central Time, or sorry, 9:19 Central Time. For the next hour, so you got 1 hour. If you do have a Halcyon account, email the help desk right now with your account number and your name and say that you're watching the stream. And just say that to them. It has to be in the next hour. And if so, Halcyon told me they would add $200 in profits to everybody's accounts that are watching the stream right now. So you have to do it in the next hour, though. If you put in your help ticket after that, then it's not valid anymore. So for the next 60 minutes, then you can get $200 added to your account balance, which is pretty cool. How do you spell the firm's name? It's Halcyon. It's on my Twitter as well. If you just want to go to my Twitter at Notorious Alerts, and then you can find the nice link to it, and then code WIN, like the hat here, will give you that 30% off of any account, and then you buy one get one free. So, and that $200 will be added to each account you have. If you got 2 accounts, 5 accounts, it don't matter. You'll get 200 added to each account. But it has to be in the next hour. They're only running that little deal for the next hour. You email the help desk with your account number with Halcyon, and just like your name, and say that you're watching the stream. And that's all you got to say, and they're going to put the money in your account. Yep, just that you're watching the stream. That's all you got to say. I think Tommy's doing good. He's just doing his music stuff, just kind of staying focused with that. Acting like my third wife, hard to get. Okay. So we clearly just want to stay to the downside right now. That's why I'm keeping tight stops. I like every setup that I've taken. I would take them all again, but it's just we're bleeding down right now. I do think that we are going to get the push above 59.30 though. That's the way that it's acting. So I think I got stopped out too early right there. So my logic is still the same. So I'm going to take a stab at it again. put 3 contracts on this time. There's just something going on with 59.30, guys, that I'm just drawn to. So, you know, as long as it keeps being a magnet to 59.30, then, I'm going to keep shooting my shot with it. See how high that we can ride this thing. Maybe put take profit right there at that structure. If we get a proper break above 59.30, I'll even take more size. Two pretty decent wicks on the 5-minute chart down there at that area. Maybe we've formed a little bottom right there. And then we can push this thing up. Feel like we've just been, getting stopped like right one tick below the stops that I've been putting on here. So I'm going to try to let this thing play out a little bit. What's up, Fox? Yeah, how we're doing today. I'm not sure how the chat's doing. Me personally, I've just been getting, small stops on a couple things. The first trade, we had a small win, and then next two trades after that, um, I don't hate the entries that I took. It's just, we got stopped right at or the stop loss. So um, I'm watching 59.30 like a hawk, just to see if that thing can reclaim. Because if it does, like I said, that's a pretty key important level on this one. And what I'll even do is if we get back above this red candle, if we reclaim all of this, that's another sign of confirmation for me that we are holding, and I'm going to take another one or two contracts onto my position if confirmation happens. And I'm going to be a little bit wider with it this time, guys, and put my stop down here at this 59.20 area because I don't want to just pop right under 59.20 and have a massive bleed out. So I have my stop wide enough that I'm okay if that loss happens. What I wouldn't be okay with is if it just crushes under 59.20. Yeah, Chris, the eval accounts, they do have the account numbers attached to those as well. So um, after this trade, I'll help you find that number. So again, just to recap what we're doing here. If you are just tuning in, like watching what trade that we're in, everything rests on 59.30. That's the area that I've been talking about all morning. I'm anticipating that we can come back up, reclaim 59.30, and if that's the case, we should push up to the 40s. But if not, 59.20 would be my area that I'm not going to play around with longs on it anymore. And again, guys, I think it is important to note, this is an opportunity here this morning. We've taken a couple losses. Losses are definitely going to happen. I mean, we're probably going to take, you know, many losses each week, but as long as we keep them nice and tight, we have good risk management, we have a logical level that, as soon as we get in the trade, we know where we're going to get out at, we stick to that, and you keep, taking your setups, as long as you have an edge, you're going to make more money than you're going to lose. So, um, you know, taking losses are okay and they're part of a winning strategy as long as you don't go rogue and just, keep adding with no stop loss in sight. Yeah, the overnight low is 59.18. We got that. 59.20 is also a very important level from last week that, a lot of activity was happening there. I think if we break under 59.20, we're going to go on down and go lower than what the overnight low was. So for me, I'm keeping my stop right there at 59.20 with the anticipation that if we break under that, we're going to go hit 59.18 anyway. So, save yourself a couple points on the stop with that in mind. Wondering why you don't hold on to it until it goes back up. Well, the thing is, you never know when it's going to go back up. So like that's what I was talking about. Even if you think that you're right and it's going to go back up at some point, you can't just let yourself keep holding and holding, hoping that it's going to go back up soon. Because I mean, it can go down infinity. So I'm stopped out right there again, guys. Man, all we want to do is sell today. So now I'm going to wait on this next 5 minute candle and see, if there's any kind of halt to this selling. And if not, then we'll look at our entries to the downside. In hindsight, I should have just stayed with the downtrend today. I just, I kept thinking that 59.30 area was going to firm up, and it did not, which that is okay. So I won't take another long entry unless we break above 59.30 properly. If we break above 59.30 properly, then I'll take more size than what I just had on there, to really just maximize it. But if not, then I'm going to look for a reject off of 59.30 and ride it back down below 59.20. So that's my plan, guys. Either 59.30 up here, we can break it to the upside and I'll go long, or if it stays under 59.30, I'll keep shorting it. So yeah, the two key levels right now are 59.20 and 59.30. And it looks like another case again that maybe my stop was too tight on there. The bounces are happening kind of like we're anticipating. I'm just keeping tight stop losses, for good risk management. But if we can reclaim that 59.30, I think there's a lot of room to the upside that, we can make back these couple losses that we just took here. Second, guys. All right, we're going no hat here. Time to get serious. How are you guys doing in the chat today? Are you managing your stops? Are you having good risk management out there today? All right. I'm going to take a starter side to the short, thinking that we're going to break under 59.20 now, guys. I will be quick to cut it if we get back above right here. I'll just go ahead and cut that and then, look for that 59.30 again. And again, if you guys are just tuning in and you are a Halcyon account holder, meaning if you have an account any size, it doesn't matter what size with Halcyon, you got 45 minutes left that you can send a message to their help desk that you're watching the stream right now and they're going to add money onto your accounts. All right, come on, give us the push down. Take profit right there. Just looking for another tap of that low of day level right there, guys. And the reason that I'm going to take profit if we get low of day is on the chance that it hits low of day and then, wants to sweep everything back to the upside. And this right here, guys, today, this is the reality of trading that, sometimes it's a very slow, bang your head against the desk type of day. And we're not hiding that. Sometimes trading, it's very frustrating, and you just keep getting chopped a little bit, but you got to keep risk management in control. There we go. All right, nice little win right there. Got some of it back. So we're back on the winning board, guys. With that being said, it's time to pop another Zen. So we finally won a trade. We know how to trade stocks. So now we're rewarding ourselves with a nice Zen. Did anybody catch that short with me? And see, that's why I had my take profit right there, guys, because I just mentioned I'm putting it right there because if we hit low of day, there's a chance we're going to sweep back up to the upside. So, that's kind of what's happening right now. We locked a little tiny win in. So now we still got some work to do to make back for those other two trades that we lost on. No, Barack, unfortunately, I don't have my shorts on today. It's cold in Tennessee, so I have to be bundled up today. I wish, man. What it was, guys, we lost on those two scalps because my hat was on too tight. I had my hat on too tight. I didn't have enough Zen going. That's exactly what happened. So, my apologies. I do think I'm going to go ahead and call it right now, guys. I think at some point today we're going to bust back above 59.30, and when it happens, we're going to pounce on it. If we reclaim this red candle right here, so this area between about 59.23. If we can reclaim that, um, I might take a starter size long looking up to test that 59.30, but we have to reclaim some sort of structure. Otherwise, we're going to keep bleeding out. And if we don't reclaim 59.20 right here, I think it could get pretty bad for the Bulls. And we got room down to, you know, maybe even that 5900 mark by the end of the day. So this 59.20 area is crucial for the Bulls. And if you guys watching on Twitter, if you guys could go ahead and do me a favor again and just retweet this stream for me, then I would really appreciate that. So we're having a little bit of a battle right here, guys, at 59.20. It's a pretty important level, so I think we're going to have a little fight here for a while. It's either going to break down and we might push on down to 5900, or we can reclaim it and then hopefully go bust that 5930 and then start pushing higher today. Trading, it should always be an if-then situation, guys. Like you have a plan on a key area, key entry. If it does this at the key entry, then I'm going to do that. Meaning if it breaks above and holds 59.20, I'll try to go long. If it fails 59.20, well, I'm going to be looking for more downside. I don't know with certainty which way it's going to go. All we can do is react to the plan that it gives us. Thank you guys for those retweets. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, if Nvidia misses, it could. The only thing, G, is lately, like, earnings have been in backwards land. Like, it's the craziest thing. If people miss on earnings, like a double miss, that makes the stock go up for some reason. It's the most bizarre thing I've seen. And then the opposite, if they, beat earnings, for some reason it goes down. It's truly in backwards land right now. Yeah, FOMC at 2. That's very important. Thank you for putting that in there. We got the 11 a.m. candle coming in 2 minutes. I kind of want to see if that's going to show us weakness. Yeah, it looks like it's weak right here. And somebody earlier in the chat was asking, why would you not just keep holding it if we think it's going to go up, which we all know that ES at some point will go back up. Everybody knows that it's designed to go up. However, you don't know how low it's going to go until it goes back up. So that's why you have to obey those stops, because nobody knows, not even the ICT guy knows exactly how low it's going to go, despite whatever they might tell you. So your only job in trading, more important than being right on every trade, because you're not. I mean, if you have a 60, 65% win rate and you have good risk management, you're going to make a lot of money, I promise, guys. So I think for a lot of people, you know, they put a lot of stress on losing any singular trade or even two trades. I mean, look, I lost two trades back to back, but you got to get right back on the horse and you got to obey your stops and you just got to follow the plan. If you follow your plan to a T, then you're going to be okay in trading because you're protecting your losses and you're giving yourself more chances to win. Like if you have a a 60% win rate and you're managing your losses, well, then you know you're going to win more times than you lose. And as long as you're managing those losses, you'll make them all back plus. So that's why, you really can't just hold down to infinity. And that's whether you're trading futures, that's whether you're trading anything, stocks, options, it doesn't matter. Um, and especially if you're trading on prop accounts, even if you're not trading on Halcyon, whatever prop account you're trading on, whatever your account size is, you have a loss limit. The only rule with Halcyon that you have is you can't lose a certain amount, meaning your uh, your account balance can't go below a certain number. As long as you keep that certain number, then you're fine. So that's why it's so important to manage your losses. When bounce, I wish I knew, dude. I wish I knew when the bounce is. It's looking like 59.20 is trying to hold. Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, guys, once you, that's a good point, Corey. Once you start trading futures and you switch over to ES outside of SPY, then it's very difficult for you to want to trade anything else just because there's so much money to be made here. It's, in my opinion, there's so much more money in futures than there are in anything else. If you do it right with good risk management, you can really leverage yourself with the buying power that you have. So once you make the switch over, take the leap and try futures out, I don't think you're going to go to anything else. Yeah, there's a lot of noise in stocks, and you know, everybody has their opinion like, oh, this is going to go to 1,000 or it's going to go to zero. Not really zero, but there's a lot of noise out there, and in my opinion, if you just find something that you can learn the personality, like me, I trade ES. Um, ES is just the futures version of SPY. If you know how to trade SPY, it carries directly over to ES. Some people trade NQ. You can make a lot of money with NQ, but um, I try to be a one-trick pony with trading, not to insult myself, but if you're a one-trick pony and it's a good trick, then that's all you need. I mean, if that one trick that you have keeps making you money, who cares if you know any other tricks? So just based on this candle right here, I'm going to take a starter size to the long, thinking that 59.20 has held. We came down, we broke under 59.20, then we reclaimed it in a pretty decent fashion. So let's see if we can reclaim all of this up here. Steve, the CEO of Halcyon, he must be watching the stream. He's just texting me a bunch of crap right now saying don't insult NQ. Um, Listen, Steve, we're sophisticated people here. We're trading ES like adults. All right, not too bad right here, guys. Let's see if we can finally hit that 59.30 mark. If we can't bust above 59.30 this time, I might drive right down to my local bridge and just drive right off of it. Not really, don't I'm not you don't need to put me on a watch list or anything, but we'll see. Yeah, Steve is the man, guys. He's a really cool dude. It's I've developed a pretty decent relationship with him, and he's a pretty cool CEO, and I think he has our best interest in mind. And you know, giving us accounts that are truly free for the trader to trade. Like I said, you got one rule: just don't lose more than your predetermined loss amount. Um, if your loss limit is 2,500 or 5,000, whatever it is, just don't go under that number before you make your profit. And you can add to that loss, like as you make profits, you can build your buffer, which I would recommend. That's the smart way to do. But that's quite literally the only rule, guys. Just don't lose more than your initial balance, and you're good. And again, guys, you got 30 minutes left. That if you do have a Halcyon account, Steve's going to give you guys an extra $200 in each account that you have. So, but you got to put your ticket in the next 30 minutes, or it's you know, sorry about your luck. We bust above 59.30. I'm going to add into this thing, guys. I've been looking for that all day. So if it happens, I have to go with what my initial plan was. And just looking at the structure here, I'm going to keep a relatively tight stop um, right under those two candles right there. Because if we break down under those two candles, my fear would be that we, break down under the rest of that candle right there too. So keeping this one nice and tight because we are still very bearish on the day. So yeah, all right, keeping it nice and tight. So far, that 59.30 does not want to give, guys. Yep. All right. So let's try to get short on this and go on down. I'm glad my stop was right there on that little push down. And again, you guys see that I'm trading with very, very tight stops on here today. Just because I'm okay with losing on trades as long as I'm not losing a lot of money in my account. But if we can get a proper breakdown of 59.20, we'll see how low this thing wants to go. Once we can break down under this area right here, I'm going to let this thing start running to the downside, hopefully, and then I'll put a stop loss on and I'll just keep trailing it. I probably won't put a take profit on. I'll just keep a trailing stop on this one. But I want to give it some room to breathe before I put my stop loss on. Everybody wants to be a trader, guys, until you get into a day like this, and then it's just a very choppy, frustrating day. Well, not necessarily choppy. It's just the price action is not favorable for me. Still over on the 5-minute, the 2-minute, and even the hourly chart, it's indicating that we're bearish. Maybe this thing can open up to the downside for us here. She's a trying. Put our stop loss. There we go. Let's go. Pull it down a little bit. That way, no matter what, we're making money here. Okay. Stopped in the profit there, so a tiny, tiny little win. But, you know, We're managing risk. That's what we're doing today, guys. Dude, I'm getting like 30 phone calls today. Contemplating changing my phone number and just giving it out to like my wife. And what I want more than anything for you guys is if you're learning anything from these streams, um, it's good risk management. Like I said, not every day is going to be our day to make lots of money. Like yesterday, I made $12,000 yesterday. Things are working smooth. It was great. Today we're in the negative. But what we're doing is we're managing risk the best that we can. And that's a very important skill that if you guys manage your risk, you're going to keep your accounts alive a lot longer. You're going to make more money. And so what? You had a red day. At the end of the day, you're going to be like, well, I followed my plan. Um, I executed my plan exactly the way I was supposed to. Uh, I was just wrong. It didn't work out, but I managed my risk. And so what? I'm red. I'm barely red today. It was a very controlled losing day. You get a lot of people, not anybody directly. I'm not talking about any particular person, but you get a lot of people when they start losing a couple trades. That's when psychologically tilt mode starts to set in. And you're like, all right, well, this next trade, I'm gonna quadruple my size. I'm gonna make everything back right here, and then that one turns into a loser as well, and now you're down in a pretty decent size hole. Um, Ask me how I know that, guys. I got my battle scars in this game, and I can tell you firsthand that for the long term, that strategy is not sustainable. Nice. All right, somebody just got to 52K in their account. That's awesome. Yeah, good job, Corey. You did say that 59.13 level. Um, if you're still short on that, you've got some decent profits there. Just the way that I'm seeing it, guys, is 59.20 is a pretty important level, and it keeps dropping below it and then popping back up to it. So that 59.20 is a magnet, and knowing that, I don't want to just, me personally for my trades, I'm just being mindful of the certain magnets, the certain areas of interest, and I'm just kind of obeying them the best as possible. Um, Steve, if you're still watching this, people are asking how they find their account numbers to submit, that they're watching the stream and to get the balance added to their account. Um, if you just want to pop in chat or maybe I don't know, make a tweet or something to help those guys out. Where's the boy John? I think John is still down in Florida. He's lost to us all, so I'm not sure where he's at. But yeah, if you guys haven't sent in your email to Halcyon yet, you got 10 minutes to get the free money added to your account. So if you don't have an account and you want the free money, um, just grab a small balance account. Doesn't matter. You get 2 accounts right now, and then just get the free money. Or if you do already have an account, then you're already all set. Just email them, and then you'll get the money added that way too. All right. I'm trying to the long side again, guys, on this break of 59.20. So to take profit right up here, above this candle, but below that wick. Just a very small little scalp here to see what we can hit off of this. Normally, I wouldn't put my take profit that quick, but the way that the action is, I just want to lock it in if it gets there, and then see if we are actually going to do the full break of it, or if it's just going to pop back down to this miss that we got. All right, come on, give it to us. She wants it. All right, the chat is long, guys. The chat's long. Yeah, 59.38 would be incredible. I would love to break 59.30. If we break 59.30, I'm going to add long again. But, you know, I've been getting cut up a little bit, thinking that 59.30 is going to bust. So I'm just going to be a little bit more quick on the profits until we get like a proper breakout on it. So concentrated. Yeah. Well, that's the Zen. That's what I've been saying, guys. The Zen gives you all that focus. I am liking how we came back up to 59.20 though. Like we've been saying, that 59.20 is the magnet. Give me a proper break of 59.20 and I'll add to this. Yeah, the sellers are pretty annoying today, dude, not gonna lie. But we will trade with the best of them. And you guys can see, like in this action today, I'm not taking a lot of size on anything. Just want to see if we can hold this structure right here. And I might average into another one. Today reminds you of a bad episode of Brokeback Mountain. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of shows or movies you're watching, but you know, that's not on my program list. But if you want to watch movies like that, I mean, it's 2025, man. More power to you. All right, we'll put another one on right there. Held the structure that I was looking for. As I say that. Trying to let this thing play out, guys. I don't want it to magnet back up to 59.20 and I would have stopped out. But we are watching close here. Good old nail biter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a nail biter or not. I mean, we're either going to win on the trade or we're going to lose on it. That's the only two outcomes. And if you're okay with either outcome, then, you know, there's not really anything that can really surprise you. Go ahead and take that off right there. Yes, that is me. That Gary from the Atlas Group. I feel like we are getting extended to the downside here, though. Looking for any kind of relief bounce that we can get here, guys. Watching my levels. We're not going to just ride this down into oblivion, though. We're down 6 points from our entry, which is not that bad, to be honest with you guys. I have the 2 minute chart on screen here, and then I'm watching the 5 minute chart over here too. So always a good idea to keep multiple charts on watch. I took my take profit off a second ago because if it does reclaim all of this, I'm going to let it run. And what I'll do is once we get above entry, if that happens, and we get above this structure here into the 920s, then I'll put a stop loss on and I'll start dragging it up with me and just let this trade ride until we hit a really nice move or until it comes back to our stop. The biggest difference in ES compared to SPY is, well, one, ES is futures. SPY, you're either going to trade shares or options on it. It's the same chart, so whatever SPY is doing, ES is doing the exact same thing. But in my opinion, trading ES futures are better because you don't deal with a lot of the BS like we keep talking about. No time decay. You don't really got to worry about any like what are they called? Liquidity issues. It's just, in my opinion, a pure form of trading, like the perfect blend between trading shares and trading options. Like, yes, this is contracts, but um, with options, like if we would be in SPY options right here and we hold it down this much, when it comes back to entry where we originally entered, we would probably still be a little bit red because of that time decay, and we would have to actually go into the profit on futures before we would actually show in the profit on options, before we would show even on options. So it's just smoother well, not necessarily price action, but just a smoother ride once you're in your contracts. It's just kind of more straightforward. And I just think, when it goes in your favor, it really goes in your favor on the dollar amount with futures. That's like a very simplified way of explaining, if you're coming over from options, that this is less games. Even though the market's been playing a lot of games with us this morning, there's not like any time decay games or anything like that. So yeah, we're back to that 59.20 spot. I've just been thinking that that's a magnet, so I didn't want to stop out down there and miss out on the bounce back up to 59.20. Yeah, there's no theta with futures. That's the cool thing about it. And when you get in a good winning futures trade, guys, all it takes is one trade and you're going to make a lot of money. So if you're getting chopped up, just keep a level head, keep your risk management, and then just wait for that perfect setup to come. And then you can make it all back. Pretty boring day for me so far. Uh, what I'm doing, my thought process is if we do hit new low of day, then I'll just get out of the trade. But if we can get back above 59.20 area, I'll add to the trade and let it run. So either I'll stop out on a loss and probably be done for the morning, or I'll get back above 59.20, add to it, and then let it run. No, my wife does not zen. Um, she's not a zenner. I feel like zenning is pretty predominantly a male activity. I mean, there are some females that I've heard of that do zen, but my wife is not one of them. And you guys can see, perfect example today. Sometimes you sit in trades for quite a while. They're not all going to be those 1 to 2 minute trades. Those are nice when they do come, but I would say more often than not, trading is just about managing your risk while you're in the trade. And it's just a lot of just, you know, you take the entry and you just sit here patiently and let it play out. Um, Days like this definitely do happen to where, the price action is just very frustrating. And, you get an initial move to some direction, then you just kind of stall out for a little bit. Um, you know, a lot of days it's not like this. We got really clean action and it's just we're banging out winners left and right. But these days do happen, and this is what really tests your patience. It tests your emotional control. Uh, it, these are the days that make or break traders. It's just how calm can you stay in, just choppy price action and, just getting paper cut after paper cut. Those are the days that makes trading tough. But like I said, if we do break above 59.20, that'll be, you know, a pretty key level that we'll have reclaimed, and then it should, in theory, hold and allow us to keep pushing to the upside. In theory. And I feel like this stream, guys, is pretty much as real as it gets for trading. We're doing everything live on stream. We can't control where the market's going to go. I'm definitely not trying to hide my losses because I keep saying I do take them. Um, and that's fine. Everybody's going to take trading losses. It's just, you know, setting realistic expectations as to what your day to day is going to be like as a trader sometimes. Some days, you make $12,000 in an hour like yesterday, and then some days we're sitting here for a couple hours getting paper cut. But, you don't get over emotional on either day. Not too emotional on the winning days and not too emotional on the losing days. You don't need to download Iron Beam DX feed. It does have its own platform. That's what I'm on right now. It's Volumetrica. Once you sign up with Halcyon, just choose DX feed as your data. You'll get an email from Halcyon that gives you access to this platform, which I like this platform a lot. All right, now like I said, if we get above, it looks like we're going to, where we entered right here, finally, I'm going to see how high we can push, let it start pushing and develop a little bit, and then I'll put a trailing stop loss on. What's up, Jesse? Good to see you in here, brother. Like I said, I think I told you I'll be in LA in June. Hopefully we can link up while I'm there if you're around. That 59.20, like I keep saying, I'm like a parrot, guys. The price is a magnet to 59.20, and I just don't know how many times we can come up to 59.20 and not break it. If price keeps wanting to, you know, gravitate up towards it, then I can't help but think that we're going to bust through it at some point today. What I want to do is let it bust through it, and then maybe I'll put a stop on around 59.18 initially, to give myself a little bit of room, like for it to come back, maybe retest 59.20, and then if it does want to fail 59.20, we'll get stopped out for like a 2-point loss, which is nothing. And I think that's good, safe risk management, if you ask me. So now that we got some structure that's formed, I'm going to put my stop right here, right under kind of all of these wicks. I know it's not under that lowest wick, but I got it under these structured wicks right here. And again, just sticking to the plan, knowing where I want to get out if it happens, and I would still be okay with this trade. All right, stop loss hit there, guys. So, price action is very choppy right now. Few solid setups that I thought were good entries. They just didn't play out for us. We kept our stops nice and tight. So I'm going to be taking a red day on the morning, and we'll end it right there. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to be right back at it tomorrow. Get right back on the horse.